Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here on the channel. My name is TannerFishies. In today's video, we are going to be discussing a recent controversy and recent concerns coming at us from the Ninjago community. This time, Ninjago fans are worried about the new Ninjago series that is currently ongoing as of the time of recording this video, known as Kai's Monstrous Journey. In case you guys have not been following along with this new series, we currently have 2 of the 3 episodes that are scheduled to be released, with episode 3 coming in less than a week. So all things considered, relatively soon, this series will wrap up. And it's no secret that this series has been getting a lot of criticism and a lot of hate from Ninjago fans. Trust me, I am right there with you if you say that this series is not very good. I personally think this series is a big step down from what Ninjago Legends Monstrosity set up, and it very much, again, feels hollow, empty, all of the similar adjectives, I guess you could say. But in addition to all of the negative reception this series has been getting just for existing, some Ninjago fans feel like the marketing for Kai's Monstrous Journey actively lied to us as Ninjago fans. Why exactly do people think that? Well, part of the advertising suggested that this series would indeed include a returning character either from the previous Ninjago series or from a previous Ninjago project. Either way, a returning character was promised to make an appearance. Promised being the key word there. And assuming that the marketing is not talking about either Kai, Daiden, or Wildfire, those 3 characters by definition being returning characters from previous Ninjago projects, a lot of Ninjago fans are expecting some type of big return for an iconic classic Ninjago character. But again, considering we are currently 2 episodes deep into Kai's Monstrous Journey, and there hasn't been an appearance from a classic Ninjago character as of right now, and with nothing suggesting a returning character in the 3rd episode either, a lot of Ninjago fans are coming to the conclusion that the marketing lied to us. The conspiracy theory being, again, this series lied about a returning character just to get people to watch this series. Maybe LEGO knew that a lot of Ninjago fans would not really care for either the new animation style or the lack of originality following Ninjago Legends Monstrosity, and as such they needed to support this series any way that they could in the marketing, hence allegedly again lying about a returning character just to get people on board with this series and actively watch it, just waiting for that returning character to come back. And that's the idea. Now obviously we cannot say for sure if the series ultimately lied in the marketing, because again, we still have 1 episode to go. And there's always a chance that the 3rd and final episode of this series could totally introduce, again, a returning character just out of the blue, despite having literally no setup in episodes 1 or 2. However, what if the returning character was already hinted at, and in fact might have already appeared in the series itself? The character I'm talking about is Bolson, who is a new character introduced in this series. He's kind of like a bounty hunter of sorts. He pretty much helps out Kai in the 2nd episode after being seen following him in the 1st episode, and a lot of Ninjago fans feel like maybe this character is supposed to be the returning character. And in fact, we might have some evidence that suggests that this very much is the case. Now, Bolson does look similar to a few past Ninjago characters. We've talked about the idea of him maybe being Klaus or possibly being Hutchins, of course returning from the dead. Maybe he didn't really die in Sons of Garmadon. However, some folks have pointed out that he looks very similar to this specific background character from Ninjago Skybound. This character was seen living in the city of Styx just as a random background civilian, of course reusing the face from other Ninjago characters that we've seen before, and Bolson could totally turn out to be one of those characters too. Again, classic Ninjago and even current Ninjago loves to reuse assets, more on that momentarily, but the outfit, the hair color, the scar, everything kind of matches here. All things considered, maybe this random background character could have been Bolson this entire time, or more accurately, the current writers are deciding to retcon this character to have been Bolson the entire time. Speaking of the writers, someone even asked Ninjago series head writer Kevin Burke, who actually did write for Kai's Monstrous Journey, about this very theory. You can see it on your screen right now, to which Kevin Burke replied with a couple of exclamation points, which is a very vague answer, could totally just mean anything, but if that means that this person is correct in theorizing this, well, there you go. That is the answer to the returning character. The returning character is simply this random background character from Skybound who just so happened to be Bolson the entire time. Now, I know that might be kind of disappointing, but technically that would fulfill the promise brought to us by the marketing. A classic Ninjago character is indeed returning, it's just not someone that anyone really cares about. It's not Skylar, it's not Garmadon, it's not really anyone that would be associated with Kai or the ninja, it's Bolson, returning from Skybound, where a lot of people really didn't even know that he was there. Now again, this could ultimately not be the answer either, this could just be still a theory. Kevin Burke's answer doesn't really confirm or deny it. However, I think it is rather likely that this is exactly what's going on. There are other possibilities too, of course. It could be just a simple reusing of assets, like I said earlier. Maybe this character just kind of reuses the same face and uses a similar outfit, perhaps, from the previous Ninjago series. But if that's the case, again, why not just make this random background character Bolson? Why not just have that be the big reveal? And in that sense, I think it would be kind of cool to elaborate on this specific background character that ultimately meant nothing to us in Skybound. Like it was mentioned, he did hate the ninja during Skybound. It would be kind of cool to see him come back and save one of the ninja nowadays after the merge when everything has gone crazy. Maybe that's his motivation. Maybe after the merge he became a bounty hunter, but also just rescues people too. But it does kind of beg the question then, what other background characters, background citizens could pop up in modern Ninjago content having been changed following the merge? I think there's a lot of potential for more characters to appear like this, if again Bolson does turn out to be this random Styx citizen. At the same time, like I said earlier, the returning character could still be someone important, but I'm not really sure where they would pop up in Kai's monstrous journey, unless they pop up like at the monastery towards one of the scenes taking place, all things considered, in the modern day. Maybe they just pop in for a quick cameo, but ultimately, the more that I think about it, the more I like the idea of Bolson being the returning character, and the more I like the idea of this random Styx citizen actually meaning something nowadays. I do think that is pretty sweet, and again, would fit the definition of a returning character. Like I said, there is a lot of controversy right now towards this series just as it is, but I feel like perhaps the mystery is finally solved. Leave all of your thoughts down below in the comments. What exactly do you think about this mystery being solved, if this answer is actually what happened? How would that make you feel? Because I can totally see that feeling a little bit cheap to some people out there. Leave all of your thoughts down below, and hopefully you enjoyed this one. That'll wrap it up for my thoughts here. If you guys enjoyed, feel free to like and subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you guys again very, very soon. Peace.